Good morning, guys. Welcome to another episode of Get Reeled. As you can see, the weather's not very good this weekend. We've just copped a lot of rain and it's been windy. So, when we can't fish, I'm normally doing something related to fishing. You're probably wondering what this pliers is doing in my face. Showing you these little duvelakis. They're called flasher rigs, flasher hooks, snapper snatchers, gummy snatchers, whiting snatchers. You can buy them ready-made. Black Magic Reedy's rigs, which is the one I would use. But because we fish that often, and they're quite expensive to buy ready-made rigs, and like if I kept buying them, I'd go through heaps of it, because we fish every week, sometimes twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. We fish for gummies, we fish for snapper, we fish for anything really using these snapper rigs. And if you're fishing off the surf, very effective. They're very effective. They've got the flash, and with a strip bait on there, whether it be squid, a strip of tuna, strip of salmon, strip of pillies, even a chunk of pilly on the larger circle hooks. They work very well. When I first saw them, I was very skeptical. I'm a bait fisherman, always been a bait fisherman, not much of a lure fisherman, but I'll give it a go. And I'm gonna, because the weather's not good, I will go fishing if I get a chance and the weather calms down a bit. There's a break in the weather, I can't help myself, I will go and wet a line. It's a lovely day. My wife's making a biryani for this cold day. We've got the fire going, nice and toasty and warm in here. I'll show you some of the other things I do with this. This is an assist hook for your lures, obviously, for jigs. Shit. So you would have seen me using these on tailor. Now, for many of us that fish, and we fish quite often, it's very cost effective to make your own lures, rigs, flasher rigs. And today I'm going to be talking you through how I do them. Now, this is a learning thing for me. I'm still mixing it up with colors, doing the patterns on the body, different patterns on the body, which I find very interesting and looks good. That's a little bumblebee looking one there. So I'm going to be showing you how I tie these things, and I'll show you what I use. All the flasher material that I use, and I got them online. You can get them from any reputable tackle store, places like I'm pretty sure in America you might get it from Home Depot, South Africa from any linen store maybe, I'm not too sure. We're in Australia, so we're lucky to have these readily available for us at any tackle shop, and we can also buy them online, which is what I prefer to do. I buy them online because then I can pick and choose according to the colors and stuff. Like I'm just mixing it up, I don't know, I'm winging it. Then you'll need a fly tying bobbin, I think they're called bobbins, not too sure. And some fly tying thread. And you can buy a fly tying vise, but those of you are familiar with fly fishing, you know the hooks are really small. So if I bought a fly tying vise, I don't think it'll work on some of the bigger hooks that we fish with. Although it might, I'm not too sure. I didn't check, to be quite honest. So I'm pretty handy, so I made my own little vise that's been working well for me. Another thing I use is this UV glue, and that's to seal the thread once I've tied it onto the hook. You'll need a scissors, not sharp scissors, and a UV light to cure that glue. And there's something I've made up to pull my thread through. So I'll just feed that in there. Comes out on the other side. And when I put my bobbin in, I'll just put one in now anyway. We'll use, let's start off with hot pink. So that's it there. Nice pink thread. You'll have no idea how nice my kitchen smells at the moment. Struggling to stay focused, and you pull it through like that. So we'll start off with a fairly exaggerated hook. So we'll start off with this 6/0 circle. And I put that on there. Okay, so I've got this set up so you can see what I'm doing. So first we're going to take our bobbin and we're going to start by just winding some thread onto the shank of the hook. And that's to create just something for our flasher material to bind to. Okay, now today let's start off with and you can mix these colors as you go. I guess it's just a preference. Play around, see what you come up with. So we're gonna start with this multicolored tinsel, and I like mine fairly bodied. I like to get quite a bit of material on there. So we'll start with that as your base. So what I'm going to do is just going to cut out the amount that I need. Just that amount. Yep. Get it out of there. And we'll place it on the hook, and we're going to do 2 loose loops around there, and that's just going to hold that in place. And then we're going to position it on the hook. Now that I've got it roughly in the position that I want it, I'll start winding down first. and then I'll wind back up. Now, you'll get better at this as you do it. I'm still learning, like I said. People that tie flies for a living would probably look at this and go, what the hell is he doing? But, like I said, I'm happy to learn a few things as we go. And it's satisfying when you catch something on something you've made up. So I'm gonna go with this shimmery blue on top of that blue green. It doesn't matter that it's all different lengths and stuff, you're still gonna trim it back a little bit. Just gonna grab a bit of that. Again, we're gonna do the loose wrap twice. That's gonna allow us to position our tinsel on the back of the hook, and we're gonna go and wrap it again. I've also seen people, once they've done a wrap on there, they would add a bit of glue to it as well. And you can if you want, but I find like gluing it after you've finished is not a big deal. Still works, still does what it should do. And it comes up really good. And because you're making your own, it's okay if you damage a few. You can always make a few more. Now I'm gonna go with this multicolored tinsel. Again, it won't resemble anything you're gonna see in the ocean. Maybe wrasse. Wrasse, they seem to have some nice colors to them. So again, I'm gonna stick it on the side there. I'm gonna do my 2 or 3 loose loops so that I can position that where I want it, down the side of the body. And I'm gonna cut a little bit more for the other side. Okay, so we got that set up like that, and now I'm gonna just bind that on. Again, your binding doesn't need to be 100% neat. I forgot to mention it's a long weekend this weekend. It's the King's birthday, and the King has requested that one should go fishing on the King's birthday to provide a meal. I think now that's already looking pretty fleshy there. Now I'm going to spruce it up, finish it off with this pink. Just going to place that over there and give it a bit of a bind. I am getting a phone call from my mate Neil. See that? I will call him back once I've finished this video for you guys. So that's what we got at the moment. Now from here you do a simple half hitch to lock this thread off. And you simply trim that as close as you can. Doesn't really matter if it sticks out a bit, it's okay. And this is where I really start to fool around with colors. So we got that, and I'm gonna put a couple of stripes on the body of this, and I'm gonna grow, and you can mess around with this as well. Let's do a green stripe. So again, got my thread here, threading my cotton. Just gonna push that through. The loop will come out on the other side. You take your cotton, and you just pass it through that loop there, and then pull it through on the other side. Now we'll start off with making a nice fat green head there. And this, you can also streamline it to make it look a bit better if you want. Not that it makes a big difference, I don't really care. Alright, so we'll end that one there. That's what we got at the moment. Now let's create some stripes. So now what we're going to do is we're going to seal that thread up using this UV glue. When I first saw this, I thought it was bloody amazing. Never thought it existed, but apparently women have been doing their nails with this stuff for ages. As my daughters pointed out, I thought I was sharing something magnificent with them until they told me, yeah, that's exactly what we do our nails with. Yeah, go figure that out. Yeah, I was getting excited about this glue that cures in seconds using a UV light. And now to the exciting bit. We're going to use this UV torch. and that is going to cure the glue. Just hold it there for a couple of seconds. It should be actually hard to touch. Now have a look at this. That's in seconds. Bloody amazing. Could not believe that when I first saw it happen. So that's basically what we finish off with. If you trim, I like to trim that back sort of about there, and as you can see, that's the flasher. Another video showing you all how I rig them up, because you can rig them up in a few different ways. You can rig them up with a paternoster, which is the 2 dropper hooks, and you can rig them up as a running rig as well. And I like to put a little floaty bead there, so even though you got a running rig, it still keeps it up the bottom, and it will sort of do that in the current with a little strip bait on it. Very effective. I'll actually show you all, when I'm using them. Also, I use these a lot when I'm surf fishing, especially at night, with a little glow bead. And that glow bead in total darkness will actually make this shimmer, and it just creates a bit of inquisitivity for the fish, and generally entices a bite 99.9% of the time. I can fish a normal paternoster rig without these snapper snatches on the beach, and I'll fish another one with the snapper snatches. And we've tried this because, as I said, I was very skeptical, but they actually bloody work amazing. Produces a lot of fish on the surf especially, and out in the boat as well, but especially on the surf when you're limited to what you can do to find fish. It's very limiting when you land based. You'd have to move around. You don't have the help of your electronics that you'd normally have on a boat, like a fish finder, depth sounder, structure scan, side scan. Those are all the ways we cheat and find fish in a boat. It's a little bit harder when you're not on a boat. When you're land based, you've got to literally think like a fish. So those are the quick overview of ones I've made. Heaps. This is what I do in my downtime. Make up these snapper snatches. Like I said, these are for assist hooks, for lures. Show you when I'm using them, I guess, when the weather allows us to go. Hopefully I can get a break in the weather today to go and do a bit of fishing. But if we don't, we don't. It's one of those things. Okay guys, so there you have it. That is the flasher rigs. Hopefully we get a chance to try them out. I had to step out of the house. That biryani smell is driving me crazy. Can't wait for that to get ready. So I'll bring you all another episode of me actually putting those hooks onto rigs, and probably another one of us actually using them. Interesting to see whether they work other parts of the world. If people are interested, you think you can buy the Reedy's rigs or the Black Magic snapper snatches online and get them shipped to you all. Try it. I was skeptical, but it bloody works, I can tell you all that much. So till the next episode, hopefully we can bring you all the next one on us fishing, but we'll have to I guess get past this weather first, and go from there. Stay tuned guys. If you like the videos so far, like and subscribe. It'll help the channel grow a little bit. And if you like me to try, I'm in Gippsland, so if you'd like us to try a certain waterway, drop it in the comments. I like to travel, like to try new things, so we'll see what happens. All things saltwater, that is. Stay tuned. See ya. The biryani is ready. I've been waiting for this.